judge today's case is Raging Bull.
He's fallen off a cliff of financial instability, and she's rolling down a river of liquor. Let's see if I can do anything to keep these two afloat.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Jessica Lopez and Theo Russell. The two of you have been together for 9 years, and you have a 7-year-old son together. Ms. Lopez, you are suing Mr. Russell for $1,683 for eviction costs that she incurred. We're going to talk about that momentarily. But before we do, Mr. Russell, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this relationship and why we're here today?
We're here today because Jessica's drinking is disgusting to me. It's out of control, and it's plain right. It's just
Too much.
It's not attractive, and it's too much, and I'm done with it. A story that I got is one time we went out. I had a separate occasion where I went with my friends, went out and had some drinks or whatever. She went out with her friends, went out and had some drinks, went out to the club. I came back, had my night, laid down on the couch, and then I was woken up by my brother calling one of her family members that was staying with me. I get that phone call. I immediately get up because he's telling me I gotta go to the club. I gotta go get her. I get up, I go get her. I take some people that was with me, some family members that was in the house because they were too young to stay alone. So I went to the club. There was some construction and stuff going on. So it took me a while to get over there. Once I got to her, she was in the street, belligerent. There was a crowd of guys over here, crowd of girls over here. She's in the middle of it, yelling and cussing and screaming. So I immediately hop out the car, go to get her. She's pushing, screaming at me, telling me this, that. They ain't gonna fight who, fight who. I pick her up because she won't listen. Grab her friends, and I'm just like, get in the car. Once I get in the car, she's kicking my doors, kicking my windows, cussing me out, cussing the people out in the car. My brother, who just recently got into a car accident, had broke his ankle. He ended up coming to the destination to kind of help me resolve everything.
Right.
And I see out the corner of my eye that he's in another altercation. I'm not gonna let him get into a fight because it was his first night out after having a broken leg.
Right.
So I immediately pull up over there. I hop out the car. I'm still a little intoxicated myself. Probably shouldn't have drove, but how else am I supposed to help her? And
It was
get her
just a hot
home
mess,
safely?
yeah.
It was a hot mess, and yeah, it was out of control. So I hop out the car. Bunch of people talking about gang this, gang that. I tell them, you ain't this, you ain't that. And like I said, I'm still intoxicated, so I'm not seeing what's right and what's wrong.
Hothead.
That could have went south. I could have got a DUI, I could have been, you know what I'm saying, arrested or what, the whole nine. So whatever, that ends, we get home. She went upstairs, I lay back down. Moments later, I hear trickling, and I'm like, I got fish tanks, so I'm thinking maybe it's the water in the tank or whatever. I look up, it's water coming from the recessed ceiling, lighting, it's water coming from the ceiling fan, it's a strip going down. So I'm like, what the, we flooding the house. So I run upstairs. Mind you, we have a shower in our master, it's not a bathtub. She's laid in there, passed out. There's this much water that is allowed to, you know what I'm saying, flow
Overflow,
through the
right.
shower. And there's glass doors. The water is at the glass doors just oozing out of the shower. She flooded the whole bathroom. She's not responding to me, trying to hit her in the face, pushing her. I literally had to physically grab her, shake her, and say, look at what you're doing.
Incident. That night, I couldn't walk, I couldn't speak. I got roofied that night. That was on a whole nother level.
Let me ask you something. When you get roofied, ain't that supposed to knock you out? Or make you drowsy?
I'm not a chemist, and you can ambulate for a while, you know, and you don't know how much she had, how much she needed, or whatever. So you cannot prove having been roofied, you know, by conduct alone. But my understanding is, based upon what you have in here, you said she almost drowned in the bathtub at least 8 times.
It's probably been more than 8.
Does he have to get you out of the bathtub routinely?
Physically every time.
For some reason, when I come home from the bar or club or whatever the case, I like to take a shower when I come home just because I know it's not safe, but it tones me down. Like I feel like I sober up and then I feel better and I don't wake up with a hangover.
But she...
Yeah, but you missed the part that was important. He had to rescue you 8 times from the shower
And we not
because you looked like because you were going to drown.
He's had to tell me to get out the shower, yes.
No, it ain't tell. It's physically take her out. If I don't take her out, I'll be seconds before the water is at her mouth and at her nose, and she's literally drowning. I'm not exaggerating nothing.
Do you have a drinking problem, Ms. Lopez?
I definitely feel like I don't know my limit.
I wish I was exaggerating.
Yes, I started drinking at a very, very young age, and I feel like I just don't, I didn't know how to drink responsibly, and I don't know my limit. Mm-hmm. So yes.
How often do you get drunk?
Probably at least twice a week, every weekend.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever done anything to address that problem? If you don't know your limit and you're in situations where he has to continually save you from yourself.
Yes, can I tell you
Aren't you concerned?
Can I say one thing? So
Sure.
like recently, a month ago, we went on a whole family vacation with my whole entire family.
Right.
He knows at that point, me and him weren't even on talking terms. It's been really rough between us, and we weren't even speaking for like 2 weeks prior to that. We go on this whole family vacation with my entire family, my mom, sister, sibling, everybody. He decides one day that we went to the grocery store, he decides we should get a bottle. Okay, so let's get a bottle. He already doesn't like that I drink. He says it's disgusting. He hates the way I act when I'm drunk. So they all get drunk, faded. They're all playing all these drinking games. And I decided I already knew that I was gonna pop off because we weren't even on speaking terms. He wanted me to start drinking. I decided I'm gonna take myself out of that situation, and I ended up just going downstairs, went to bed for the night. Well, the next morning I ended up confronting him. I'm like, are we gonna talk about things, or is it just gonna be awkward like this? The whole time on vacation, he was on his social media, on his phone, all cheesy, this and that, probably talking to some girl like he always is.
You always think that.
And so he was like, well, why do you think I bought that bottle last night? To break the ice.
Mm-hmm. Well, my thing
so it's like, so you don't like that I do it, but then you want me to do it.
Because
like,
my thing is, I should be able to drink and have a drink with my woman without her getting drunk, belligerent, calling me out my name.
You know she can't do it.
That wasn't the right situation either with my family. He wanted me to act a fool in front of my whole family so he could look like the good person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am the good.
Okay, Mr. Russell, your brother is here, and I would like to talk to him so I can get another point of view on your relationship. So if you could bring Sean Russell out here, I would appreciate it.
We're able to kind of control the situation. The police get called by whoever the lady is on her break. The police come out, they see that I've been assaulted, and they address her. At some point, she assaults the police officer, and they let me know that whether I decide to press charges or not, she's gonna go to jail.
So this is your brother?
This is.
Okay. Tell me what you see when you see this relationship. What she's doing wrong, what he's doing wrong.
To be honest, I see a raging alcoholic. In the past, there was an incident where we had a gathering at my brother's house. Mm-hmm. I was the designated driver. I was responsible for taking her, another one of her friends, as well as my wife, out to a nightclub just to have a good time. They were drinking prior. Little did I know, in the car the entire time, her water bottle was full of vodka. So the entire time that we're driving, or that I'm driving to the nightclub, she's drinking. We get there.
When was this?
She's barely,
Hang on, I'll let you respond. Let him finish.
She's barely able to get out of the car. I basically ask her, are you good? We make it in. Long story short, we get kicked out because she's belligerently drunk. Can't stand, on the ground. I get the car, pull it around. As I pull up to the nightclub, she's literally fighting me to get back into the club. And I'm explaining to her, we got kicked out because you're too drunk. So we make it into the car. I'm barely a mile down the road, and she's hitting me from the back seat of my car, punching me in the back of the head, screaming, yelling at me, calling me out my name.
Yeah, but they also don't.
Stop.
Telling me that she wants to go back. And I turn around and I tell her that we got kicked out, we cannot go back. She punches me right in the eye and busts my eye open. So I pull over into it's like a mechanic shop. There's a young lady on her break, looks like, who works at the McDonald's, it's right there. I get out of the car, me and my wife, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do. I lock her in. She then gets on her back, starts trying to bust out my windows to get out of the car. So I let her out. She gets out like a raging bull and is chasing me around my car, trying to attack me. So eventually, we're able to kind of control the situation. The police get called by whoever the lady is on her break. The police come out, they see that I've been assaulted, and they address her. At some point, she assaults the police officer, and they let me know that whether I decide to press charges or not, she's gonna go to jail.
Okay. Is that the end of the story? I don't know. I don't want to cut you off too soon.
Well, I mean,
He also didn't state that he punched me in the face.
Okay. Did it happen? Did
Yes, it
basically
happened.
some
Yes, it
circumstance
happened.
like that
Yes.
happen?
Yes.
Do you believe that you were intoxicated to the point that you were unable to control your behavior?
Yes, and I probably was barely 21 at that point, so it was even worse at that point, yes.
Well, you're only 25 now.
Right.
Do you have a drinking problem?
I don't know my limit, so yes. I drink, and then next thing you know,
Yeah.
stories
That's
like
not
that.
knowing your limit. That's not having control over your ability to consume. Okay? And when you don't have the control over your ability to consume, that is a huge drinking problem, even if you only do it twice a week, which is a lot. But if you do not have the ability to control the alcohol's in control of you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Sean, thank you so much. You can have a seat right there behind you. You don't spend everything you have every month, because next month something's going to happen that you don't expect. And there are a lot of things that we, as a society, spend money on that we don't need to every month, or sometimes, or for fun, because we work hard and I deserve it. If you would like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms, and for exclusive content, go to Apple TV. He's been having a party over here telling me about all the things that you do wrong.
Right.
What are your main complaints about him?
My biggest thing is our finances.
Okay, tell me about it.
So we just can't get ahead. We make decent money and we live paycheck to paycheck because of his spending. For instance, last month just alone, he spent over $700 just on his truck and repairs and speakers and fancy stuff, you know, lights, rims. He needs this and that for his.
I ain't buy no rim.
Not this month, not last month.
I ain't buy no speakers
Not
either.
last month. Yes, you did buy
Were you
speakers.
tricking out your truck?
My truck already tricked out.
He's always
it was
tricking
tricked
out
out when
his
I bought
truck.
it.
Yeah, but do you continue to trickify it more?
No, I mean, it's never gonna be fully done. I was born in 91, so I'm a 90s baby, so I like 90s stuff. I don't buy new stuff. My stuff it's a 98 Durango, tricked out to the fullest.
And we can't ever get ahead because he always needs this or that for his
Okay,
vehicles.
$75 eyelashes, it don't matter.
Okay, $75.
Compared to $700 on your vehicle
talking about
on a monthly basis.
My vehicle that's an investment.
And they're $50
That's how I get
my
where I need to go. The
eyelashes,
stuff she
be
talking
clear.
about is mechanical stuff. I had a leak that cost $700 to fix a brake line because I had no brakes. The engine had a leak that I had to get patched.
That was not with the
That was the
$700.
$700.
No, that wasn't.
Hang
Your
on,
brakes,
hang on. Hey,
that happened after.
Do you believe that you're economically secure?
It could be better, but yes.
It could be better. Do you believe that your spending habits in some way contribute to the economic insecurity that you're experiencing?
Yes.
Okay. So don't argue with her about it.
But it's...
Take responsibility for your part in it. And there's no need to continue to trick out a tricked out car. There's always the ability to trickify it more.
He just added another
But you have to, I'm doing your work for you.
Sorry.
Be quiet.
Sorry.
While I handle this. You got kids. You need cush money. Money 101. You don't spend everything you have every month, because next month something's going to happen that you don't expect. And there are a lot of things that we, as a society, spend money on that we don't need to every month, or sometimes, or for fun, because we work hard and I deserve it. What you deserve is some cushion in the bank in case somebody loses a job, somebody gets sick, your daughter or son, I don't know what your child needs braces or needs to go to base. There's money that you can't spend everything you have. And you can't say, I can spend everything I have because I know she's responsible enough to bring up arrears. But I know know you don't say that specifically, but you have said facts to me about your economic situation. And I'm trying to tell you how to run your money. You know what I'm saying? Run your money. Don't let your money run you. Ms. Lopez, you want $1,683 for eviction costs that you say you incurred as a function of his failures. Please explain that to me.
Please, because I don't know what you're talking
So about 4 years into our relationship, he ended up proposing to me. He made it a huge deal. He got our family involved. We had like 20, 30 people there. Just a huge, big deal. 3 months, fast forward 3 months, he ends up telling me we need to separate because we're toxic for each other. It came out of nowhere. I knew something was up. He didn't want me. I ended up leaving. So that day, packed my stuff, mine and my son's, and moved back home to my parents' house. 3 days after that, I end up needing a babysitter because I had to go to work. I went back to go see if he was home. I knew he'd be home. It was his day off. I walk into the house. He already has a girl laid up on my couch within 3 days. I ended up losing it. He defends her, and he's like, no, she ain't going nowhere, and I'll leave this apartment the way it is. I don't give a this is in your name. I don't care. So he did.
Say none of that.
Did you bounce leaving her holding the bag on the rent?
To be honest with you, this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Right.
So how
You have anything to show
expect
me?
to...
Yeah, I have the document
And you
right
seeing
here.
it, but this is the first time I'm seeing it.
I'm gonna let you see it.
Don't make no sense. You gonna bring something up here, but you ain't tell nobody about it at home?
You knew about it.
I didn't know about this.
You did.
Oh, somewhere.
You didn't know about it last week, but you knew about this.
I didn't know about it last week, so how I know about it?
Because this was in the past. You knew how you left the apartment, and you specifically told me you don't care because it's in my name.
I didn't say none of that.
Okay, can I have that back, Mr. Russell? I'm not going to award her that money. There's a thing called the doctrine of latches. You can't just incur a loss and then wait for 4 years to get it back when you're not getting along anymore. So you're not going to get that money. But
And I know I'm not.
But you are going to get some advice.
Well, my thing is...
Oh, hey! Your time to speak is over. Now it's all me. Y'all need to do better. You have a child between the two of you. You can't have a conversation. You're not safe alone because when you get drunk, you do things that are so out of pocket, it could kill you, somebody else, or leave your child unattended. This man has had to get up, get it together, take his kids in the car, and go get you when something bad happens. You need to get your drinking under control.
Right.
Mr. Russell, support her in that. If y'all can't get along, that's fine. I think you're a guy that's always going to love his son. Always going to take care of him. But what you need to remember is this. Your son is only as stable as the mother that holds him. Yeah. So you gotta be cool, calm, and collected. I applaud your efforts to get your woman. I really, really do. But that drinking and driving kills thousands of people every year. You gotta find another way to do it. There's ride sharing, there's all kinds of things to do, but no liquor and driving. Best of luck to both of you. Level up. There will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
How else are you feeling about how things went down today?
I feel good. He needed to hear it from somebody else about our finances, so I'm glad she spoke on that.
How do you feel how things went down?
There's a lot of stuff that I need to work on myself, and she needs to work on too. Just take the advice and try and roll through it and work with it the best we can.